Welcome back to Restaurant Punk. Pew, 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 pew,
Hello, hello.
My sound effects. You guys like them?
I love your sound effects. Welcome, everybody. How are we? We are in Restaurant Punk, episode number 39, I believe.
I'm doing well, Nico. Thank you to be here.
Wonderful.
You're doing fantastic. Leah, what's good in the hood?
You know, can't call it.
Crazy. Today's topic, I think I want to talk about when a big party comes in and they want to do split checks. They want to separate their checks. They want to pay for their own. Sometimes it could be 8 different ones for an 8 top or 2-3 different ways. And how you feel about that and what it costs the owner of a restaurant with the extra behind it. Like, what are the downsides to it?
It sucks. It's annoying. It's harder for the server. I mean, if you're doing like, say you're like you have handwritten checks, then they have to like separate it and go next one. I think it's more pain in the ass. I guess when you have like a POS system, it might be a little easier. But then at the end of the day, the tax is all different because say this one person got this and they're nothing, and the other person got a short ribbon bronzino. That's more expensive than just a chicken souvlaki or the gyro. So this tax is higher, they're paying less.
Yeah, but don't you feel like at the end of the day, when you're going out with a big party, just put everything on one check, have one person pay it, and then have everybody else just Venmo them or give them cash that way?
So I don't have Venmo, so.
Okay, PayPal, cash, write them a
PayPal.
check, or take care of the next bill. For me, who owns a restaurant with a POS, there's a line that starts to form behind the POS because somebody has to sit there and take things out of a certain area to put it for a new check and vice versa, and have to run 8 different credit cards, 3 different credit cards, and things of that nature. When you start that line, that means there's servers trying to get in there to put in their order or fire an appetizer or a course. Now you're taking away from the guest experience, from the guests. Now you're all sitting there waiting because one table wanted to split up their check. Do you understand what I'm saying? I think it's a big no-no, and I've incorporated that in my field into the restaurant this year, and I've got a lot of backlash for it. Well, what do you mean we don't want to pay? No, we should definitely split. This is ridiculous. And it actually ends up where they're so upset about it, they're taking it out on the server and not tipping properly. So I kind of took it away, but not at this, like not full-fledged at the same. Like, yeah, I would say, okay, two card minimum tops.
Yeah.
Because now I feel bad for the service. It's not their fault. They're just following policy.
Well, not only that, too, when you say like you're trying to order the different, fire the different foods. If you have a table of 8 and there are 4 couples, do you have to fire each check individually? Now, is the food going to come out differently at different times? Or that could be an issue. Why can't we all just split it evenly at the end with 4 credit cards? It should be easy to do that with a POS. I don't know how yours is. Mine is usually pretty easy like that. But I mean, bring cash. Can we just not?
Really?
Can we just not do that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I bring usually cash if I'm going out to a large party. Like if we're going out to drinks, you just drop the Amex. What?
Whoop,
But if I'm like going out to dinner with family or friends or just large, I just bring cash because I don't have Venmo. I'm sorry, I'm old school. I don't have Venmo, PayPal. Here's a pigeon. Here's money. Fly to you later.
Here's the pigeon, he said.
I don't know.
Like, seriously, I don't even want to eat with somebody that is going to say, "Oh, I didn't have a salad," or "I only had a burger."
I had a salad
and I
and
don't
water.
drink, and you guys had drinks. Like, why are you even here? Like, can you just not come?
Yeah, but it also comes down to when you're going out to celebrate somebody's birthday party or somebody's bachelor party, you know what I mean? And everybody's sitting there and they're trying to figure out who paid what. And that's just taken away from the time of, the server as well, because everybody's sitting there trying to do math at the table and they're there for an extra 20, 25 minutes. Well, you got this, this, and this. No, just pay the whole bill, one person, and then just give them the money later or the next, or like 20 minutes from now. Or like I said, you don't have Venmo, but you could, give them some of your cash. Because a lot of people,
the next drink.
a lot of the customers don't even know, not that it makes like it's substantial, but there's also, fees that you have to pay per transaction. So some are higher than others. So every transaction you do is going to be like an extra 10 to 15 cents, extra 10 to 15 cents. And it's maybe nothing, but over the course, it adds up. It adds up. It adds
more
up.
than Visa or MasterCard. 100%.
We're going towards the what's the word I'm looking for to make it easier for the guests. Bitcoin. Some places do take Bitcoin.
But I hear what you're saying with that, Nico, but I kind of disagree in the sense of like, I'd rather have that party of 8 or 10 people still come in and me run their card 4 different times rather than hoping one person has $1,000 to pay for the whole bill. Because not everybody really has the capability. Like I might go out and spend a couple $100 on dinner to celebrate my friend. But if you ask me to put the whole thing on my credit card, I'm like, what? I didn't bring that. Like, I'm not prepared for that, you know? So even though everybody will give you the money back, hopefully, I think that's just a lot to ask of your customer. I'd rather pay those fees on 4 different transactions than not get that whole check at the end of it.
So what happens when you come into a situation where the restaurant, the bar, whoever says, no, we only accept 1 card? What do you do then?
Start doing dishes.
It happened to me once,
you know,
in a strip club. I gave him my Amex. I gave him my Amex at the end of the night, and they didn't take American Express. Fortunately, I knew somebody there, and I'll give you my driver's license. I'll give you something. I swear I'll come back. And I came back the next night, and it's
Cinnamon.
Closed. It's actually closed now. And her name was not Cinnamon.
Diamond. Mercedes.
I think it was Bubbles, to be honest.
Oh, Bubbles! I'm coming, baby.
But no, it really happened, and it was mortifying. And yeah, because I brought a little bag. I only had my credit card, my ID, and my phone. And yeah, I brought the Amex. They didn't take it.
But how do you feel about it at the bar when say I go to the bar with 5 of my buddies, but we want to have 5 different. We order 5 different drinks, but we have 5 different cards.
Yeah. Now in that circumstance, everybody's gonna. I actually ask them, "Are you guys gonna have more than one tonight?" And if they say yes, then typically I'm like, "All right, you two buddy up. You buy this beer next time. You buy that.
Okay.
You know, buy his bag."
Yeah, it makes it. Yeah,
trying to make it
or
easier.
I say, anybody who wants to get served faster, pull out cash because I don't have time to wait for all these credit cards.
That's what, I think that's what he's trying to get into. Like, it takes time to sit there and.
But it's different on a large dinner bill rather than we're going out for a shot and a beer.
So what if you go to a place that doesn't even accept credit cards, but you're expecting them to have credit cards because everybody has credit cards, you know, to pay for, but this one place doesn't have it.
My restaurant all summer
then?
was cash only. There's a sign on the door that says cash only. As soon as they order and they go, you see them reaching or whatever, it's cash only. Sorry. There's ATMs here. There's a place across the street, you know, stuff like that.
Would you take a Venmo though? If do you have Venmo?
Now I'm starting to consider it. I actually asked somebody if they could tip me, or somebody asked me if they could tip me through Cash App the other day, which I don't
Cash
have.
App? Is that Venmo?
Same thing. It's just a different company.
Christ.
Pepsi, Coke, Cash App, Venmo.
What's going on, man?
But
PayPal, yeah.
I had a guy ask me if he could Cash App me because he didn't have any cash.
Cash App.
And it was an open bar. And I was like, no. But he didn't get another drink from me after that either.
That's good, yeah.
Not intentionally, but he was embarrassed, and I was just not going to rush to him when I knew I wasn't getting anything.
Well, you're not Russian, you're American, so it's perfect.
Well,
Here we go.
that just...
Leave my one-liners alone, all right? I'm a good dad joke guy.
But
Call me butter because I'm on a roll.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So dumb. Anyway.
But usually when like at George's courthouse, I only allow them to do 2 cards if it's a party of 10 or more. So and then that's like a party of 8
And
or
is
more.
that announced before they come?
Well, usually I have a lot of elderly people, and they'll ask me like, "Nah, we don't do it. I'm sorry," and they're actually pretty okay with it. Now you'll have some jackass kids that sit there and bitch complain, but at the end of the day, they always have cash on them. Like we had a party of 9 high school kids, and they wanted 9 separate checks, and we said no. But they sat there, they counted every single. It took them way too long because I guess they can't do math. And they did it all out. They counted it all out and gave it to the server, and they walked out and it was fine. So I mean,
now do you think would it have been a better trade-off to just have ran their cards and get them out of there faster and get them out of the way so you can get somebody else in?
If I was on a wait, this was Sunday at like 2:30, so our rush was over. We were just chilling there, and if I was on a wait, that's a different story. I would have said, yeah, let's just go, get them out there. But
So it's circumstantial.
yeah,
Circumstantial.
But even when you split the checks, I mean, when it comes to dinner, if a lot of the food takes longer to cook certain things. So like for like the short rib and the lamb shank, it's cooked ready to go. The bronzino takes 30 minutes. So if they put up a short rib and a bronzino, this is out already, and this is still getting 30 minutes, and the person's already done eating.
Well, I would hope that the server would put everything in at once and then split up the check later, not beforehand.
I've had someone actually do that once, and I mean, they don't longer work for me, but yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the unfortunate part. Because even if you're writing out separate checks from the beginning, you just kind of make like a master sheet, like when you do with a lot of different things, and just say, "Here's the master."
you
for the
think
Separate
that
checks
people would
also
do
destroy
that.
the kitchen if we want to take it if we want to go this route too. Because if you split the checks and say you just split it, say you're busy, you split the checks 6 ways or 3 ways, whatever you want to talk about, that kitchen is gone when they see 12 tickets up compared to 6 tickets up.
One big ticket. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
When you sit in the kitchen, you're on the line, you see 13, 14 tickets across the man, I'm done. We're never gonna get out of this shithole. But then you sit up there and you see 4 tickets and one is very long. All right, we can do it.
Yeah, it's
Like let's bang out these 3 small ones and then work about this big
the
one.
visual mentality.
So like it's a come see kind of saw thing, kind of which way you want to go.
Come see, come saw.
Yeah, come see whatever.
Who's coming?
I don't know.
Nobody yet.
Nobody. Yay.
Not yet.
Ooh, not yet.
But all right, so we can agree that there's positives and negatives to splitting checks.
Pros and cons.
It's a pain in the ass for the servers, but at the same token, it's also taking time for the server to do, and it's taking it away from their guests because you're dealing with one. But when it comes down to credit cards, it's okay in the end to kind of split it up and do multiple, just to get them out of there.
But it's also a pain in the ass for the owner when it comes to the paying when it comes to different credit cards and whatnot.
I believe personally that if it was really expensive, if it was $1 per transaction or whatnot, that'd be a different story. But 10 cents.
We're gonna get there soon. I mean,
there. But then how do you incorporate it into the mentality of the customer, the consumer? Do you do it, then change it, then change it back, then change it? It confuses everybody. So you kind of got to pick with one and stick to it. You know what I'm saying?
Nowadays, that's common practice. If we're all going out to dinner, everybody's going to bring their credit card. We're going to split it evenly, and that's going to be the end of that. I mean, I don't really know anybody that wouldn't do it that way. I mean, to have one whole check and then we all Venmo you sometimes, but overall, that's standard these days.
That's what I prefer. I mean, that's just me. I like the points also. The more I get the points, I get cash
always
afterwards or
about the
Venmo.
points.
It is. It really
About
truly
the
is.
points. About the points.
It's a fun game.
Mama.
It's a fun game. All right. You guys have anything else to say to that?
I believe in a thing called love.
Oh my God.
You guys love me on this show, man.
I know.
All right.
You're just so much.
Wait till the
sometimes.
50th episode. Wait till you see my costume on the 50th episode.
Oh, I'm going to hold you to that.
Oh God.
It's beautiful.
11 away.
11 away.
Restaurant punk.
Please, by all means, go
Restaurant
ahead.
punk out. Boom.
I'm Nikos.
Leah.
And I'm George.
George Jazzy
Jazzy
Hands. Till next time.
Deuces.